Hey everyone, Phi Farley here, and it is football season. College football underway. Week 1 picks and predictions coming up for you. In just 1 second, I got 4 games I want to get to for you, but first let me introduce myself. I am Phi Farley. I have a host of videos out there. Feel free to go back and check on those. Baseball season will continue to go on. You can check out my baseball plays. NFL season coming up. You can check out my NFL plays, but have been picking baseball back through NBA, college basketball here for the last year. Feel free to check that out as well. But looking forward to college football season. I'll be here every week, giving you the week's breakdowns, making my picks free as always free content, and always trying to break down the games for you the best I can. Here early in the season, we want to be careful with how much we spread ourselves. Want to be picky on the games that we choose, and utilize some line movement and some sharp money, be able to dig into the teams a little more intimately, as there's a very large slate of games and very easy to get pulled into spreading your money across a lot of games. So I want to pick and choose which games I'm going to go with. I have 4 games today. Any other games that I'm going to add, I'll throw them down in the comments. Feel free to check back and see those games as they get updated closer to kickoff. All right, so first game I want to get to just right out of the gates is going to be Florida Atlantic. FAU got Lane Kiffin. It's a Lane Kiffin special. He is coming back, winning 11 games last year. Opened out the gates, rough against Navy, found his way, led an offense that scored over 40 points per game last year, and a defense that returns 10 starters that held teams to 22.7 points. Now, they are replacing their quarterback. They do have another coach coming in on defense to head up that defense, but Lane Kiffin on offense will be fantastic, mind you. We have a Florida State transfer, DeAndre Johnson, looking to get a start at quarterback. But there's also Chris Robinson, who's a Oklahoma transfer, coming in as well, fighting for that job. Now, speaking of needing to find the job at quarterback, Oklahoma will be doing so on their side. They return over only 12 starters, of which 4 on defense. So 6 on offense, or is it 6 and 6? Hold on, I'm looking it up. Oklahoma is returning 12 starters, 6 and 6. Sorry about that. 6 on offense, 6 on defense. So not quite the stability that we'd like to see. However, don't get me wrong, Oklahoma should be one of the front runners to win the Big 12 by the end of the season. Now, they're going to come up against a buzzsaw early in the season who can catch them off guard, and you know Lane Kiffin's going to have his team prepared coming into this game. It's a big game for Florida Atlantic to prove they belong on the national level. They will also have Central Florida coming up, but then the rest of the games for the entire season, they will be favored for the 10 other games that they have running through their division. So I expect them to have another 10-win season. Don't think they're going to beat Oklahoma. Don't think they're going to beat Central Florida. However, that's going to be a really good game. I do expect them to cover and have a very competitive game with Oklahoma to be within 2 scores. So I will take a 10-point Oklahoma win here and definitely take Florida Atlantic to cover the 21. Right now we have 64% of the public tickets on Oklahoma, 55% of the cash over on FAU. I'm going to take sharp money side and go with the Owls. All right, second game I have heading to Wyoming. We have Washington State Cougars going against Wyoming. So Wyoming is another team that is returning quite a few starters, while Washington State returning only 10 starters, 4 on the offensive side, 6 on the defensive side. Defense has been their staple, even though they had a high-powered offense behind Coach Leach. They have won 8 games of each of their 3 seasons behind Coach Leach. This year is going to be a struggle to reach that mark. They probably will make a bowl, but I would not expect 8 wins out of Washington State this year, having to find a new quarterback. In fact, 0 quarterbacks on Washington State's roster has ever thrown a ball in a Washington State uniform. So here we have only 10 returning starters. There is a promise in the backfield. However, the majority of their depth is going to be over on the defensive side. I would not blame you if you looked at this game and said, hey, I think I want to go under here because Wyoming is returning 8 starters on their defense, returning 17 total players. Of course, we lose our quarterback in Wyoming, but that is about it on offense. 9 returning starters. They're still going to be good. Look for them to rise to the top of the Mountain West by the end of the season, at least up there. I don't think they can hang with Boise State, but they'll be up there. There by the end of the season. I'm going to take Wyoming here early because they have the veterans coming into this game. Washington State's going to struggle to find their identity until later on in this season. So I'm going to take Wyoming +2 at this point. I would love to see it go up to 3, but I'm going to take the +2 because that's what we got right now. And I'm going to give you a live line. Let's see, 82% of the money over on Wyoming, 65% of the tickets over on Wyoming. Bigger money coming in on Wyoming. I'm on the big money side. All right, next game I got for you, Texas. So it is time. Enough top recruits. Texas has been in the top 5 of recruiting each year, trying to get back to the winning ways that they had through the 2000s and the late 90s with their just great athletes. And I think the time has come. They're like, reminds me of, like the Cleveland Browns this year. You get enough number 1 draft picks, someone's got to stick. Or Detroit Lions and their wide receivers, all those number 1 picks at wide receiver. Finally, they're going to, work out, and you're going to end up having someone who sticks and improves the team. Texas, every year getting the top 5 recruiting prospects. So I'm finally going to be backing them and taking them in this spot. Now, Maryland had a really unfortunate year last year. A lot of injuries to their top 2 quarterbacks. And we've had a head coach is going to be on suspension here for this first game against Texas. So I like that part of Texas coming out. But I really think we just have a bad number. It's at 14 right now, opened up at 10.5, moved up to 14 with some big money coming in on Texas. Over 80% of the tickets coming in on Texas, 80% of the money on Texas. I'm going to be on that Texas side, 10.5 up to 14. I'm taking -14 right now. Give me the Longhorns going to Maryland. All right, last game I have for you is going to be the Rutgers going against Texas State. Texas State, total of 4 wins in the last 2 years, 2 wins each season. I'm not so sure we're going to get much better. Meanwhile, the Rutgers playing out of the Big Ten, you're going to get better recruits, a better team. They do have a good team. I'm going to back Rutgers to just smash Texas State. I think we have a 20-plus point win here coming. We're seeing some bigger money coming in over on the Rutgers. I'm following that as well. But I just believe in the Rutgers recruiting and their larger, bigger, better team up against Texas State, which is really still struggling to recruit and find their ways in FBS football. So give me the Rutgers -16.5, and that's going to be my conclusion of my 4 picks for you here live on this channel. So in conclusion, I got Rutgers -16.5. I got the Texas Longhorns -14. I got Wyoming Cowboys plus the 2, and then I also got FAU plus 21 going against the Oklahoma Sooners. All right. Any other picks? I'll throw them down in the comments. Good luck this season, everybody. Remember to start slow, pace yourself. We're going to have a lot of data come week 4. That is the best week to bet in college football, week 4, week 5. Just getting into the divisional schedules and a lot of mismatched expectations versus what the team actually is, and you can cash in on that value when it comes to the lines. Be sure to keep following me, subscribe, like the channel, and we'll make sure we win some money this season. All right, good luck everyone. See you again soon.